I still hear your voice when you sleep next to me. I still feel your touch in my dream. Forgive me my weakness, but I don't know why. Without you, it's hard to survive. 'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want this to last. Need you by my side. 'Cause every time we touch, I feel the static, and every time we kiss, I reach for the sky. Can't you hear my heart beat? So I can't let you go. Want you in my life. Na 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 Your arms are my castle, your heart is my sky. They wipe away tears that I cry. The good and the bad times, we've been through them all. You make me rise when I fall. 'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want this to last. Need you by my side. 'Cause every time we touch, I feel the static, and every time we kiss, I reach for the sky. Can't you hear my heart beat? So I can't let you go. Want you in my life.
Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. Don't you know, it up.
Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No, oh, 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 oh. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No, oh, 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 oh. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No, oh, 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 oh. You build me up, you break me down. My heart it pounds, yeah, you got me. With my hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. You build me up, you break me down. My heart it pounds, yeah, you got me. With my hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No, oh, 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 oh. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No, oh, 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 oh. You build me up, you break me down. My heart it pounds, yeah, you got me. With my hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to all these lonely nights. I love you, baby, trust in me when I say I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to all these lonely nights. I love you, baby, trust in me when I say I love you. Baby, trust me when I say
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm these lonely nights. I love you, baby, trust in me when I say I
All right, let's go. What is going on, everybody?
need you, baby.
Good morning, good morning. What a crazy morning it's been. Seeing SPY gap down the way that it is pretty rough. I will say, though, there is major support coming into play here around 5:30 to 5:31. That is a very large support. We're seeing a lot of action on that this morning. If I see that give out, I'm going to become a little bit more worried here on the SPY. 530. A lot of the bounces have came around 531, but I would still like to see 530. Pretty big whole dollar level here. Let's go, let's go. Like to see it. Let's go, J-Bass, Toby, or Tabby, Pew Pew, Grass, Karoka, JB, So You, Tangi, Jason, Ivan, Gilly Gallo. Let's go. Market open at 1:30 a.m. I thought 6:30 was rough. What? 1:30. That's pretty funny. That's terrible. Wow. Yeah. I don't know how you do that, Grass. Look at SPY moving down, though. Testing 531 at open here. Watch for 530. Sometimes after crazy days like yesterday, we get some consolidation. Doesn't mean it's going to necessarily break, but I'm definitely keeping my eyes out for that. I'm usually awake till around 4 a.m. purely for the market. Let's go. That's the way to go. Hey, I stay up that late a lot, and it's not even for the market, so at least you're doing it for something good. Look at Tesla dropping off here. Man, low of the day, broken 258, but it bounced right back. Kind of a weird breakdown and reaction there as it dropped. SPY's trying to hold support. Let's pull up the Mag 7. Okay, look at Tesla reacting pretty good. Apple reacting well. Meta's not the best. Google and Microsoft and Amazon mix. Grass wants Nvidia to drop today. Really? That could be a fun one. Let's see. It looks solid. I like the setup overall back down as of now. Off of yesterday's move, though, we're talking about a crazy reaction today, probably. I like 110 resistance here on Nvidia. Grab a swig of water real fast. Hey, what's up, Reese? Said they joined the trading floor today. How long is the process? I just checked. Let me double check. Oh, wow. Yeah, you signed up like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, for sure. I'll get you in. Just give me 1 sec. Let's see. All right, you should be all set. All good to go.
There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost. When I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, that you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody
all right, let's go.
Everybody hurts someday. And everything gon' be alright. Go and raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Kiss the dreams, bring back all the memories.
Nvidia 110 rejection. There we go. Pretty good to see there for you, Grass. I definitely like 110. That's a big level there. Even like 110.30. Lots of resistance around here. $109.75 is just kind of showing the bottom end of that range. Kind of an area of support and resistance that I've seen in the past. They've been on my chart for a while. Note yesterday a lot of the hits off of those levels. So far, good rejection though off that resistance. Nice for you. SPY is really holding lower. Consolidating really hard here at the low of the day, right around 532. That's a pretty big thing to see out of the SPY. Hell yeah, Reese. Welcome to the family, as they like to say. mic real quick. I might get a little louder. There we go. Did CPI report come out? Yes, it did. I haven't been paying too much attention to it, though. It came out and actually showed that inflation was dropping pretty well, and everybody's all pissed off right now because the market's dropping after showing good inflation data, but a lot of people just don't realize that, you know, the overall market can have a move of its own and maybe not react to the data totally. When the data first came out, there was actually a pretty good candle, but as we know, tariffs and this whole overall setup here with that big rip yesterday into today with the gap down is probably going to play out regardless of what that CPI did, unless the CPI was like a huge surprise. But I know everybody's all flustered by that one today. 530 on the SPY. Touching. Oh, look at that candle on SPY, Jeanette said. Yeah, pretty good drop back. There we go. Bounced right off 530, though. I'd love to see a breakdown of 530. Scotty Scheffler tees off in like 35 minutes. That's going to be the most important event of the day. No, I'm just kidding. For me, it's whenever Bryson. It's Masters Day. Let's go. Destroy that like button. 12 likes. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll today. SPY is gapping down. Okay, we have 2 trading days left. All right, here we go. We're going to do fill the gap back up. All right, here we go. This is going to be a pretty cool poll here. So I'm looking at the SPY right now, and the SPY is kind of flat. As we can tell, there's a really big support here right around 530. I'm not really going to include this in the poll because that's going to react today. I'm looking at the poll for like the next couple days. Do we think that this next 524 support, which was a big level from yesterday, is going to end up breaking down this week? Or do we think that, for example, we might fill the gap back up to like 544, 545, maybe get like a better breakout going there?
If I told you this was only gonna hurt, if I warned you that the fire's gonna burn, would you walk in? Would you let me do it first? Do it all
right.
in the name of love. Would you let me?
There goes the poll.
When you're blind in the darkness,
Sorry, I had to type it all out there.
in the silence, when there's no
SPY looks really good, like it's about to try to break down below 530.
love, in the name of
Love the way it's moving down. Seems like a slide off in my eyes.
love, in the name of love,
There we go.
name of love.
529.50. Yep, 530 starting to break down a little bit. Let's hope we don't get a fake out here because this is looking pretty solid.
Would you rise up?
Hashtag no fake outs today.
Would you trust me when you're jumping from the heights? Would you fall in the name of love? When there's madness
Definitely a decent support break starting to play out. UVXY might start moving a little bit. You don't see the poll? Damn. It has 17 votes. UC says CPI, FOMC, and JP are out the window for the short term. Talk about tariffs. Yeah. Seriously, the tariff volatility right now is insane. Can't believe that we're doing 125% on China. Cool with me, though. I don't care. I know some people are all pissed off about it. 529, there we go, SPY. Well under 530 now. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy came out this morning, said he believes that sellers on Amazon will pass increased tariff costs on to consumers. Which makes sense, and they should. Definitely pass it on to consumers, because you know why? Because they should be making it in the US, or getting it from the US instead. That's why, you know, it's gonna go to consumers, because duh, the companies aren't gonna deal with it.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
Like I talked about the other day, my dad does hydraulics. Like when I say hydraulics, like I'm talking like this stuff. Like let's look at some Caterpillar hydraulic parts. You know, like stuff like this. Like, you know, like hydraulic pumps, hydraulic motors, hydraulic quick couplers, all that type of stuff, you know. Valves, joints, hydraulic tanks, reservoirs, all types of stuff. But, like, for example, they've seen already 30% surcharges, 40% surcharges on orders, and you know, we're talking like that's just like a straight up 30-40% price increase, which obviously killing my dad's business, but terrible in the short term. Bosch directional control valves. The consumer needs to get through it. The Great Depression built the best America after that time. I know, Ivan. It sucks. It sucks. Like, for example, you know, if it gets a lot worse, like my family's business is going to probably go under, so I guess it just is what it is. 250, 650. Pretty big support here on Tesla. About to give out. That is rough to see. Come on, Tesla. Let's get that breakdown. I'd rather... now I just want to see the good break happen, but... SPY broke 530 and faked out. Look at that. Right back up. I'm not going to necessarily call it a fake. Maybe just more than some chop, but... that worries me now today that there's not going to be these crazier directional moves maybe till we get some wild news. Trump says inflation is down, hitting the headlines. Sounds good. Wow, ripping right back up. Brutal low of day break and then immediate recovery out of many stocks here. Look at Amazon with a little fake down. This is what I'm worried about today. Lots of consolidation. That's why I more have looked at 524 on the poll. That's why I didn't want to include 530. I knew it would be wacky around here. Like, I figured we'd probably break down and up below it a few times, but not in this way. Not in this way. This was a weirder way than I thought. Let's see the poll. 35% are voting for stay between 524 and 540 all the way till the end of day tomorrow. That's a pretty big thing. That would be huge. That would mean for some boring trading the next couple days. That would be sticking right between here. Man, I'm really hoping Phil Mickelson wins the Masters. If he wins, I'll win $2,200 off of a $22 bet. I had to take lefty though. Mag 7 time. Okay. Watchlist. Gosh, my Thinkorswim watchlist is lagging hard today. Look at Apple on that comeback. All right. Let's see how the SPY reacts here around these resistances. And, you know, if we start to see like a good base start to establish, you know, if we see some price action like up into this range, you could maybe watch like right here for like a little base touch. Like if we get the SPY moving down for like a little dip buy on like a little recovery intraday action there. Could be a nice plan to put out there. Wait for the PA to play out that way. Let's go to Apple, which was on fire. 195. Might try to push $200. That would be a big thing to see Apple fill the gap. Gotta slide off. Let's go. Angie wants a slide off today. I'd prefer a slide off, but we're probably gonna see lots of back and forth in my eyes. What is a slide off? David said a large dip. A slide off is something that I've coined here as my own phrase. So it's something that I like to look at, and it's where you see the SPY continually sliding off throughout the day, whereas you're seeing a clear downtrend, kind of like on Friday of last week, where like we really had these periods of sliding off, like where you're getting like a big slide off, and then you get a recovery, and then a slide off, and then a recovery, then a slide off, then a recovery, then a slide off. Almost like a stair-stepping pattern to the downside, except instead of stair-stepping, I just call it, you know, sliding off. But it's something where you see like really good moves underneath supports on the day. Really good like intraday downside action on the downtrends after those rips to the upside, and you usually see a decent like trend of like lower highs forming there intraday as well. So that's kind of what a slide off would look like here. This is a textbook slide off day, like on Friday, textbook. But that was a crazier slide off than probably what we would get today. But it's not always as textbook as that, of course. But so like the idea would be like right now, if we were to get a slide off continuing today, you know, the idea would be that like this trend of like this like downtrend would kind of continue here. throughout the day if you were like looking at like a slide off. It might not have to continue like right on the trend, but you'd be seeing like a little rip here, and then we'd see like a slide off, and then you'd see like a good recovery, and then another one maybe like later in the day. That would kind of be like what a slide off would look like today, if we would see one. Probably something close, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm not necessarily totally looking for that right now, but it's something to keep on the radar if you start to see it play out. Nick Dunlap, hole in one. Oh, 1 hole, 1 bogey. Oh, never mind. He might post the worst score in history. I read that wrong. I thought you said hole in one at first. Oh, that's right. That's right, yeah. I remember that. That's funny that like you're betting on him to do bad. I've never bet on golfers to do bad before. That's kind of funny. I like that. It'd be really funny. I wonder if you could bet on like a baseball player to strike out a lot in a game or something. That'd be cool. Like Max Muncy to strike out 3 times tonight or something. I know, Mason. There's only, they were talking about like hole 4 or 5 or something. There's only been like 1 in history or something. And apparently it was like one of the announcers. $57 votes. Stay between 524 and 540 is winning the vote right now. SPY moving back down a little bit towards that 530 support again. Nicholas Tan said, why is SPY dumping though? It's a reaction off of yesterday. We talked a lot about this yesterday, where if you're coming off of a SPY closing 200-day lows, and then you have 97% of stocks go up the next day, look at the 1 day later column, okay? On average, the market moves down 1 day later following what we just saw. On average, SPY's probably going to close red today because it closed high, so so high yesterday. We'd have to probably see some crazy announcement to really get it up there. Maybe like China comes to the negotiating table a bit harder or something along those lines. Might shoot it up. That might be something to keep in mind as far as a headline to look for. But maybe they don't. Maybe they say, hey, we're going to retaliate harder. Maybe that's another side of the story, though. You know, it's kind of like a waiting game on them. That was one of the best days ever on SPY. Sometimes you see consolidation on days following an overreaction like that. I thought that data we looked at last night was awesome. On average, you see a drop of 1.32%, but it is green 56% of the time, but overall the move results negative most of the time, so. Yeah, no problem, Nicholas. Horde Storm. There's still a lot of bad news too right now. Yeah, there definitely is. I was actually kind of surprised that the inflation data didn't get us moving a little bit more, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, especially with all this other stuff going on. I think traders are really looking at what inflation's going to look like in a couple months, more than what it looks like right now. Once all these tariffs and stuff like that maybe start coming into play. Cookie crumble sounds good, yeah. SPY's trying to test 530 here, not looking too good. Yusu's thinking of keeping Truth Social open. Probably not a bad idea, honestly. I gotta make this final play count to gain back my loss. Make it count, Demure. SPY's starting to sell off a bit. A big level for SPY today would be that 524 support, really. If it breaks under there, that would be pretty huge, but it would be kind of cool to see a drop down and test a 524 on this like little slide here. Jeanette wants to see Nvidia lose 108. Watching to see. Man, Nvidia just turned over pretty hard. I'm gonna have to pull up Mag 7. Oh wow, look at Microsoft. That looks pretty rough. That looks like a sliding off type of setup there on Microsoft. Nvidia sliding off hard right here. Wow. We might just see it start to happen, guys. We're seeing a lot of the Mag 7 set up in a pretty brutal way here. Microsoft might give out 380. This is like the third test of it here this morning. Watch UVXY, maybe SPXS. Target SPY down, maybe 525, 524. If we get the run starting to play out a bit better. Tesla's breaking down. Google. Meta looks like it wants to. Alright, getting a little reaction off the support. Microsoft's holding 380 for now. A lot of reaction here as the SPY is trying to touch this low of the day. A lot of volatility starting to hit. Weird candles. This is definitely a big point here. New low of the day achieved. Rejection at 530 here. Not a good sign on this wick. One thing to keep in mind on these sliding off setups is, you know, they slide off a little bit and then they come back and then they slide off and then they come back. But right now we're in this mode of good slide off. Let's see how low it gets. 524, 525 would be awesome. There we go. QQQ. Very nice drop. Under 450. Wow. The 1 minute candle just shot under it. With Nvidia dropping, I guess, really adding some pressure to it. And that was a brutal drop there, Jeanette. You want to see 75 Nvidia? Oh, gosh. Sean posted the whale. Yes, sir. That used to be legendary GIF in the chat. I'm gonna post it up, Sean.
bag of dough and I'ma bounce. Adios. Everybody know what comes around goes around. Middle fingers up when I feel broken down.
Damien said the biggest sleeper in the market right now is tax cuts. Even if we are just trading out tax for tariff, I'll get sentiment flying, I bet. Yeah, I could see that, you know, if we do get more positive talks with the tax cuts. I could definitely see that coming in and being something that starts to get things moving. So far, dropped to 527. Fairly decent little support here, but I definitely prefer 524, 525. Again, on these slide offs, as we can tell, you know, you break the low of day by like a little bit, and then it comes up, and then slides off more. That's kind of the stair-stepping action. Of course, setups can change though. Watching some news, making sure. Nothing too crazy there that I'm seeing. Sean said 526.60 is the number. Got pretty close. You like 526.60? Yeah, it's right there. If you go right to the peak. $526 has like the majority of those.
All the leaves are brown, and the sky
I like
is
that.
gray. I've been for a walk on a winter's day. I'd be safe and warm.
All right, so right now, SPY's starting to kind of establish this, like, let's say, little downtrend starting to play out. Could we even do this? Yeah, you could. So right here is kind of the overall trend on the day right now, since open.
Pass along the way. Well, I got down on my knees and I pretend to pray. You know the preacher like the call. He knows I'm gonna stay.
Oh, were you looking at the book map or something, Sean, or a different program?
On such a Wednesday,
Had some big numbers there.
all the leaves are brown and the sky is gray.
I was also keeping an eye on 5266.
On a winter's day, I'd be safe and warm.
Going to Nvidia, starting to come back a little bit
LA.
as the SPY stair steps itself back. Let's see a lot of these growth stocks that are down a lot today, like CLF, Cleveland Cliffs. That was quite the pullback after yesterday. US Steel tumbled last night. I was watching that one. I was so happy with their performance the other day. They tumbled off, but they are making a bit of recovery here this morning, so pretty good to see that. But wild action here out of US Steel. Now with US Steel, there's a wild card at play. Trump ordered that review of Nippon Steel in that deal. Oh man, Trump throws cold water on the deal again. Oh.
Walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the
What was the
boulevard
comments?
of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and
Trump's
I
sudden
know
declaration, we
I walk
don't want to see it go to Japan. Oh,
I walk
well.
alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone.
Well, that hurts it.
Only one that walks beside me. A shallow heart,
No wonder it tumbled so hard.
beating.
I knew there was some news there.
I wish someone out there will find me. Till then I walk alone.
Bookmap, Sean said, let's go. Said it's the best investment that they ever made. That's a pretty big statement, Sean. Wow. Hey, if you guys are interested in the Bookmap, check out the link. I'm going to send it in the chat. We have some special offers for it if you're interested. Yusu's loves it as well. Let's go. Look at Tesla breaking back down. Uh-oh. Ooh, SPY. Came up to touch 530 resistance, starting to react a little bit towards 527 again. Looking at Bookmap on SPY. 52650 now has a pretty good stack, but look at all those stacks underneath. Quite a bit. SPY 525 support to the upside. You like that? I'm watching 524 to 525 as well. I like that whole entire $1 range right there. 524 to 525. I think it could be anywhere within that dollar that we see a bounce, but I agree. I feel you, Fiona. It can definitely get exhausting with all the up, down, up, down. It's a lot easier whenever it was like 2023, 2024, where we just saw pretty much straight uptrends for most of the year. There's an amateur -2 through 5. Oh yeah, I heard. I think Mason mentioned the amateur earlier. Noah Kent, is that who it was? That's pretty fire. Or is it Brian Harmon? No. Brian Harmon's -2 right now too. You know, I wonder how bad this would be. Let me try something here, guys. Maybe we'll do something special for the next couple trading days.
With the 4.
What if we had like a little like what if we had like a little side action feed here? In the corner. Reporting old news from 2 days ago. Considered fake news. You know, that was pretty wild. That was the wildest thing yesterday with Trump's whole entire 90-day pause, is that they came out with that pause thing a few days earlier, and then Trump was like, no, we're not looking at that, and then 2 days later did it. Now, I understand he's not supposed to, like, let people know, and obviously, but it's kind of funny. Look at that slide off, though. Still looks pretty solid here to the downside, I gotta say. The way it's holding under 530 is looking pretty good. 524 to 525 might be coming into play here unless we get some 526.60 reaction or something. You know, I have a problem though. It won't stay pinned on top. I wonder if I can like have it pin on top or something. Darn, not easily. Oh well. Goodbye, Masters. It's too small to see anyway. 527 support. Probably gonna give out here. I love the way it's looking to the downside. Slide off looking good. There we go. Little break here, about 10 cents so far, 7 cents. Little reaction. Scheffler should be teeing off in like just a second. How do you watch this on TV? Like, what channel is this on? Like, if you had to, like, watch it on the actual TV. Do the pop-out screen? Can you do that? Let me try it. It doesn't let me do that. Darn it. Whatever they're using to let you watch doesn't do that. It's either full screen or nothing. You're taking a break? Sounds good, Demir. See you later. Have a good one, Demir. There's SPY bouncing at 526.50. Another little reaction. It breaks the low of day by like just a little bit and then comes right back every time. That's this little stair step action going on. If you're a bull and you're out there and you're like, well, what the hell? When do I buy? You might just want to wait for this trend to break. You know, if we start to break that trend and we start to break that trend of lower highs on the day, that's going to probably be a fairly bullish sign at that time. WMT calls, Sonia said. Walmart looks pretty solid, if I must say so. Almost seems like it's almost bull flagging in a way. I could see it breaking through this trend intraday. Something like that. It does look pretty good on the daily too. It's funny how right whenever short-term fear got the worst is when the market turns around. Every time. Good morning, Chase. Palantir calls, Spacely said. You're watching Palantir up? It does seem very stuck here today. It has a little higher low going on the day too. Not terrible to see. Alright guys, I normally don't do this, but Scheffler's teeing off. We gotta watch the Scheffler tee off here. That's the only one we're gonna watch today. I still had it up from when I took it away a second ago. Ooh, looked like he had a nice cut. Yep, pretty good. What else can you expect from Scotty, right? He looks pretty nervous. Is this JT? Oh, I have bets on JT. Trying to get it away. Where's that SPY? I like the SPY's action better today almost though than the golf. Kind of funny enough. I'm more worried about the SPY today. I know it's the Masters, but man, I'm liking this overall drop here. How did JT's end up? Oh, he still didn't hit. He's slow. I'm actually trying to adjust my swing to swing like JT. Come on, JT. Oh, no. No, JT. Man, my bets are looking bad already. Shit. I'm exiting off. Darn it. The ASU guy? Oh, of course I turned it off. My bad. I didn't know who the other guy was. Tesla calls, Martin said. That's what you're looking at? Like a dip buy on Tesla here? I could see it. Tesla calls. I was looking at Tesla yesterday for a continuation, maybe, but... Look at that PA here on Tessie. 253 bouncing. AK says I'm on Tesla puts. I wouldn't be surprised if it went down, honestly, with the way the SPY is dragging it down. I could see people trying to maybe play this little double bottom or base trying to form back up, but I definitely lean more down today if I had to pick a side here on Tessie. I love how Scotty does that with the speech, Sean. I know people don't like it, but I think it's pretty cool. My golf instructor's actually trying to get me to do that more because I don't get my hips through. Not jump my feet, but just straighten my left leg out a lot. Nike J&J, big drop. Sonia said. Wow, Nike. They were doing pretty good on those Vietnam negotiations, but they really dipped down. Let's go SLV. Let's do it. Looking pretty solid here. SLV 28.25 coming into play. Pretty great action. Look at Sean's setup for this, guys. Sean's got the charts, he's got the masters, he's got everything going on here. That's funny. Got the surge bot. Book map. I'm gonna swing like a short. Stop sticking up a ground ball and throwing it over to first base. A throwing motion. I'm gonna start to swing like a shortstop, picking up a ground ball and throwing it to first base. Oh, like you're talking like how they do those 3/4 throws? I love that, Sean. In baseball, I used to throw like that all the time. I could even pitch like that. I could throw like 75 miles per hour pitching like that, actually, which is kind of funny. Whenever I was good. Throwing motion. I like that. That's a good way to think about it. QQQ449. Silver's really getting it going today, Sean. Man, silver might rip above that resistance. I love the way metals move like this. Come on, silver. Gold's going. Gold might almost be new all-time highs. Holy shit. It's not quite, but almost. Yeah, that's right arm down with some side bend is how you'd throw it. Man, that's a really good way to think about it. I've been working on that, getting into like a good position like that coming down, Sean. So that might be something interesting. People sometimes also refer to that to like a tennis racket, right? Like hitting a tennis racket. Palantir, $88. Palantir really reacting here. Whoever said Palantir calls earlier, it's reacting really well off that support for you. That's pretty solid to see for you there. John said, yeah, it's similar. SPY's reacting here, a little base. It's actually a little inverse head and shoulders action. For those of you that like those types of setups. Got the head, we got our neckline and shoulders here. Although it's right at 5:30 now, so. Kind of already played out, but. All right, this is going to be a big test of 5:30 again. And the test of the trend. Meta's starting to move. Let's do the Mag 7. I was actually watching the 1986 Masters last night. Yeah, there's actually a lot of good movement here out of the Mag 7. A lot of good bases forming. I'm identifying like Tesla, 253, 140, 154.50 on Google, 378 to 379 on Microsoft starting to hold. Amazon's holding around 184. SPY's testing the trend though. Let's see how the trend goes. Pump it up, it's Mason's theme song here. Of course the SPY moved right as this song came on, didn't it? I didn't think about that. I'm playing in a golf tournament coming up here soon on April 21st. That's going to be an interesting day. I'm playing at a golf tournament that the older Champions Tour players play at around here. It's called Norwood Hills. Norwood Hills Country Club. The Champions Tour comes here and plays every year. I like to go watch them play. Like, I go watch Bernhard Langer and Montgomery and, you know, all them old guys play. Did Justin Thomas get married here? Is that JT? I'm just kidding. It's a nice one though. I wish I could show it here. I'm doing a 36-hole tournament that day with people in Division 4 of my individual tournaments that I do. Pretty cool course though. Very nice. That'll be a fun one. The only shitty thing is that it costs like $300 to play. But oh well. SPY moving off resistance here, 530. I know, right, Mason? It's 36 holes though, so it's gonna be like shooting like 180 or something. Anything under like, I think 175 or 170, I would be pretty good. I know, right? It's because you have to pay because it's such an expensive private course, but then also because of, you know, the tournament. And I'm playing 36 holes, so. SPY, 530 resistance. Great call yesterday, SPY, on the 530 bounce. You made 30%. Thanks, Benny. Let's go. Shout out, Benny. Let's go. Appreciate that. Any news about China? I'm looking. Chinese sellers on the Amazon platform plan to significantly increase prices or exit the U.S. market altogether, given Trump's tariffs. China stocks are doing nothing. Look at BABA. That's the definition of a heartbeat monitor right there. Look at SPY reacting off the trend, guys. This trend is amazing here intraday. If it breaks to the upside, though, you have to be willing to adapt a little bit, maybe back up. But so far, it's been moving really well along this. Love the action. Gates says the general sentiment today is nothing has changed. Why the euphoria? That's an interesting take at it. Wow, this is a pretty quick test of the trend. Is this going to be where it breaks? Are we going to get a little intraday recovery here off this? At a point of contention with the SPY. If the trend of sliding off continues, it'll keep going down, but... might not play out that way.
I'm not addicted, it's not a crime. I don't get sick when I spend my life in the world I choose with the things I like. Tell me what I should think about my watching time. So sympathetic, damn hypnotic, can't control my body parts. Got me hooked 'cause you're so funny.
Pump it up. We just had that song on, Ivan. Did you miss it? It was on like a minute ago. Phil had a par on one. Hey, Phil. That's right, Phil. How did JT end up doing? He probably bogeyed or something from over there, man. He was in the trees. Oh, you did hear it. Let's go. Sean's playing the first 9 of the year after work today. Oh my gosh. Oh, cool. JT did par number 1. Let's go. Oh, that rookie that's playing with JT bogeyed, I see. Guys, SPY looks like it's coiling really well here at this trend, like it might try to go for a pop. This is looking pretty decent. Oh my god, that amateur just flew it into the crowd.
There's a time that I remember when I didn't know no pain, when I barely did forever, and everything would stay the same.
He like hit somebody.
Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name.
Mason goes, he blows. You played on the sim yesterday? Nice. I have a golf lesson tomorrow after the market closes. Tassie here. 254, 255. Looking at this overhead resistance around 260, 260, 50.
There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, when I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to start.
You like your calls, Martin? Good little bounce there. Ended up being a good spot. All right, here we go, SPY. It's breaking above the trend. It's holding it now. Wicks are touching down here, holding it very well. Should get some bullish PA coming in, hopefully. Maybe a test of like 532 would be pretty nice. There we go. Pretty choppy on the way up, but not too bad. See how much it can really break this trend by here.
I try, but I can't feel my body. I guess that I just need somebody to help me. Tell me what is it I'm missing? I can't seem to find a way through the night. You're my guidance out from a distance. When I close my eyes, help me to survive.
Decent recovery. Looking at Amazon here, nothing crazy. Gonna have to find some growth stocks moving today. BTG's up 5%. B2 Gold? Wow, I guess with gold moving, it's really moving. Benny in the discussion chat said NEM is on fire. Newmont? How about Barrick Gold? That it is. Wow, the gold stocks are really ripping it today. So how about GDX? Looks great too. Wow.
I'm in control, feeling free. Last night got lost, but I still hear you. Ooh, my life, I'm lost when I'm without you. Tell me what is it I'm missing? I can't seem to find a way through the night. You're my guidance out from a distance.
You're looking for a Newmont book map. Let's see.
To survive.
51, 5120 is quite a bit. What's up with that stack at 5120 of 10,000 shares? Much larger than the other stacks here.
Annie was a little girl,
Newmont.
afraid of the big white world. She grew up within her castle wall. Follow everywhere I go, top over the mountains or valley low. Keep you
QBTS quantum stocks really getting it going today too. QUBT, very nice PA up to $7 a share. You have Nike puts, you're looking for support and resistance. Gotcha. There's pretty big intraday support here, right at 53.75 to 54. I really like it mainly around 53.50 if I were going to get real technical. But there is a lot within this like range. It's like a support range almost. Lots of reactions all around this range.
hypnotized and walking on cold thin ice. Then it broke and she awoke again. Then she ran faster than started screaming. Is there someone out there? Please help me. Come get me. Behind her, she can hear me.
No problem, Sonya. There is some solid resistance here at like 55 as well. If you do start to see it pop back up, 55 would be a good resistance, but it's going to be kind of tough for Nike to really rip under this range. I see it as being a bit tough today. Unless the market just has some massive turnover. Look at SPY still reacting here at 530 support. And the trend. Looking solid still to the upside though.
If I told you this was only gonna hurt, if I warned you that the
I'll tell you what,
fight's
Joaquin
gonna
Neiman
hurt,
might
would
go
you
3 under
want
through
it?
like 4 holes
Would you
here.
let me do it first? Do it all in the name of love. Would you let me lead you even when you're blind? In the darkness, in the middle of the night, in the silence, when there's no one by your side. Do it all in
China, what's the SPY upside target?
the name of love.
Well, right now there's a problem with SPY while it's moving up. There's a big resistance here at 532, and it's having a lot of problems really testing it and even like getting through that at all, which it needs to do. If it were to break through 532, I really like the next target as it being like 533.30. I could see SPY react again at like 533.30, kind of like how it's reacting now, how it's like chopping like this. I could see it like shooting up into this zone and then, you know, maybe having some reaction, unless we just start to see like a lot of bullishness come in, which could happen. But I'm definitely looking more of at like the hits. Look at 532 even like reacting right now. A lot of traders out there might try to, like, let's say, scalp it from here up to here. Again, that would be like something super, super fast where, like, I would say far and few people between do that. Nick Dunlap is +3 through 4. Mason goes easiest money ever. It would have been funny if you bet on him like that and then he wins. Just funny, but that's hilarious. Gate says, why is Nike beaten down so hard? I'll check the news. Stiefel lowered a price target. DBS lowered a, oh my god. DBS lowered a price target from 115 to 69. That's pretty bad.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain
There's been a lot of,
wash away all the pain.
excuse me, there's been a lot of adjustments like that lately.
I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain
Nike stands the most to lose to China tariffs.
all the pain.
I remember they were ripping the other day on Vietnam negotiations, but yeah, China could still, I'm sure it still is a big deal for them. Man, Justin Thomas is sucking right now.
I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my
Top 5s or top 10s is all I bet for the whole thing. You got Neiman for a top 5? That's pretty cool. I don't mind those top 5 bets. Probably a lot better than betting individuals to win. Of course. Ooh, Scheffler's gonna get a birdie here.
wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my
Nike. Weird action here. I like $54. Really having a lot of bounces here. It moved down for you with the puts though, which is good. Right down to that next support.
tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash
Ideally, for the puts today, you
all the pain.
get some type of drop towards like the low of this week.
Just wanna stay out of my head before I end up dead. Just gotta stay out of my head.
What's up, Chris?
Or I'll torture myself to
Appreciate that. Yeah, destroy that like button today, guys.
Just goes on, but it feels so damn wrong. That's why I keep on singing this
Get those likes going, baby.
all day long just to get out of my head. Yeah. Just wanna stay out of my head before I end up dead. Just gotta stay out.
me 1 sec.
There's no way I'll survive one more night inside my mind. Again, I'll spend all my time in my bed, trying to get out of my head. I just don't want to die. Just wanna live my life, but I can't get out of my mind. Just wanna stay out of my head before I end up dead. Just gotta stay out of my head, or I'll torture myself to death. Just wanna stay out of my head. Whoa. Just gotta stay out of my head, or I'll torture myself to death. Just wanna stay out of my head before I end up dead. Just gotta stay out of my head, or I'll torture myself to death.
The night I left my eyes on you, feel everything around me move. Got nervous when you looked my way, but you knew all the words to say. And in love, slowly moved right in. But this time, oh my love, where you been? Me, I'm horny, don't you know? My love, I want you so. Sugar, you make myself complete. The rapture stays so sweet.
Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. Don't sleep on Kirk. With the nature of OTM options, do you have to give them more time versus in the money options?
I'm mesmerizing every way. You keep me in a state of
You know, out of the money options, give them more time. Especially when trying to say, okay, I'm glad you added that in. Thank God. With the nature of OTM options, do you have to give them more time versus in the money options? No, really not really at all. If anything, I think in the money options give you a little more time. Here's the thing with OTM options. If you're trading an OTM option and it's not going in your direction, and like let's say you're scalping and like let's say it expires, like let's say it's on a Tuesday and it expires Friday. Like let's say it's a Tuesday and it expires on like a Friday. You're not gonna want to really like, let's say, hold an OTM option very long. Where like with an ITM option, you can hold it a bit longer because it's in the money and it's not gonna decay quite as rapidly as an ITM option would. So an OTM option, you do not want to hold too long. You generally want to keep the ITM options a little bit longer, but you don't have to. If you're scalping, you still don't have to. Like if you have an ITM option and it explodes like let's say 500% there on like a move or something, you don't have to keep holding it, you know, or 200%, or let's say even 50, 100, whatever it is, right? You don't have to have more time like with scalping with that, because a scalp is a scalp. At the end of the day, it should be a scalp. So a scalp doesn't mean like, let's say you're gonna buy it here and then hold it all day, you know. That a scalp would be more of like, okay, you're identifying the support, you're gonna buy it right here and sell it like right here at the top of the range. So that would be more of like a scalp, or like maybe here at the top of the range, or you know, whatever, right? Rather than like let's say if you were going for like a swing trade, like let's just go to yesterday. Like let's just say yesterday you were trying to swing the SPY up. You know, you might have had to get a little bit more like time, rather than just like something that expired that day, or something that expires like let's say in one day, because you have to hold for a little bit longer. Because like let's say you're waiting for like the, I know yesterday's breakout was kind of stupid, but like let's just say that you're really holding it for like a really good like high of day breakout or move, then that's that. But if you're scalping real quick intraday, you can go out of the money, but just don't go too far. You know, don't go too far. And I will say some things kind of matter, like volatility at the time and the options chain and things like that. Sean loves scalping this year. No need to hang out for some news headlines to wreck your day. And honestly, there is a like, I will say there's a lot of like good intraday reactions as well. You know, like we see solid touches of support, solid touches of resistance, solid rejections. We've been seeing like lots of that lately. And even like when the SPY is flat, it even trades well like within channels and reacts really well off supports, creating like those little quick scalp opportunities. Speaking of the SPY, this looks pretty rough. Back under the trend. That 532 resistance ended up holding up. A lot of people, like let's say you were scalping SPY, I know I talked about this earlier, but just mentioning it again. A lot of people on this scalp would have probably been trying to buy on these 530 touches on SPY, targeting the upper end of this range somewhere. And now that is, I realize that looks super quick, but that's what people do sometimes. Lean with it, let's go. This is a pretty cool song. How would you trade the AMD 80 strike put expiring tomorrow? Was this called out by Surge, I'm guessing, or are you going with the, let's see, you said the 80 put. I know Surge called out the 86. So how would I trade the 80 strike put for tomorrow? 80 is extremely far away. Right now, like 80 is so far out of the money, it's almost kind of dumb, if I'm being honest. That's very far out of the money. That's gonna probably just decay to death unless you see a crazy AMD drop. Like if AMD, like if we end up having like a drop like this today with AMD, that thing will explode and you will be very, very happy. But we need to really have a move like this. If not, that's going to probably decay to like nothing by the end of the day today. And then tomorrow especially get to nothing as expiration comes. So that's too far out of the money. Whenever you said out of the money, I thought you meant in like a reasonable way, not like an unreasonable way. Reasonably in the money would be like 88 or like 87 or like 86.50 or 87.50 or, you know, something like that. I'm not looking at AMD's chain, but that's a little bit too far if you're scalping today. Like I said, though, if AMD gets like a good flush going, that'll be pretty good. But I think it's too risky, too far away. It makes the option too hard to play. Because, like, let's just say that it moves up like this now. You're going to be down probably a pretty significant percentage, right? And probably stop out. But if you're scalping like that intraday, like let's say you're going short here, AMD puts, you're shorting it, you're entering like right here, let's just say. You know, you're looking for a drop down here. You would stop out just above this wick where a lot of these candles have touched here this morning, like note right here even as well. So, you know, and then you're looking for a bigger target move to the downside on like a quick scalp. If you were going to be really safe with it, you'd probably just target like the lower end of this range like this, or just under it. But this is how I would set it up. But you'd have to stop out right here with that short expiration and with being so far out of the money if you were to do that. And if you had multiple contracts, you could maybe sell out like, you know, 70% of them right here and then hold the rest for like a larger move or something. But this is how I would kind of set it up. This touch right here on this wick is very important, in my opinion. If this re-breaks to the upside, it won't be good for AMD. I think it could end up moving higher, so that's why I emphasize the stop being there. And I like how this wick touches where these wicks touched, where this wick touches, and also where all these wicks touch as well. Gives me that good identification of, okay, this is a big level. It tried to get up and test it, but it rejected. And I love these types of rejections. This is what we talked about yesterday a little bit as well, where this is like a confirmation as well right here. This is considered a confirmation touch on that resistance, whereas we didn't break through. Does a confirmation mean it's always going to keep going down? No, but it's generally a really good sign.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my wrist.
I put the entry here because as we first started talking about it, it was like in this zone more, but
I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm waking up.
that ASU coffer's really bad. Jerry said I need to move my RH account to a cash account so I can get in on day trades and scalping. You know, you could, or you know, you could be really patient, only take like 3 a week. A lot of new traders probably need to practice that more, taking less than more. You don't want to be out here scalping 5 times a day when you don't know really, when you're brand new.
I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa. I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones.
We need some big volatility for AMD.
Systems blow. Welcome to the new age. To the new age. Welcome to the new age. To the new age.
Looking interesting here, though. I like the setup still. Just taking a while. SPY actually really reacted well off that trend again and back down to low of the day. 526. Gonna put a alert there at that low of the day. Be alerted next time it tests. AMD. There we go. Breaking down a bit more. Decent little move off that confirmation. There we go.
All I do is work, hustle, grind hard, I ain't never gonna stop, nah. All I do is work, hustle, grind hard, level up until I drop, yeah. Independent grind, got no A&R. They used to tell me I would never make it far, but this vivid vision in my head is razor sharp.
Nice.
So much weight on my shoulder, I'm
Pretty good there.
Cincinnati flow, watch me crack the code.
Tessie down under the low of the day. 253 breakdown.
Count my money up, on my Casio.
I got so into AMD, I quit looking at the SPY for a second.
Everybody know what comes around goes around. Middle fingers up when I feel broken down.
I like these little wicks here off that trend. That's pretty perfect right there, those wicks. Interesting. 524 was my original target this morning on SPY. That's where I think we would get more of a bounce, in my opinion, but we might not even get a bounce there with how it's going. Gonna have some news hitting. Have some auction news.
It's time to settle scores. That ain't just a metaphor. I be rocking my shows and I pop the cork. Got my pockets on swole cause my profits
Auction off 48 billion and 52-week bills.
like the God of War, ripping out your rotten core. Y'all are fake across the board. Y'all too savage. I keep it moving cause I got flow, trying to dodge every pothole. I'm a rapping version of Picasso. Invest everything that I got.
Every time SPY makes a low of the day, it just breaks by just a little bit. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Everybody know what comes around goes.
Gotta love those chop days down like this.
When I feel broken down, my ribs are touching, I can hear my stomach growl. Make no bones about it.
QQQ's at the low of the day, 448. Might get a larger slide off coming in here. I like the way the QQQ looks to the downside. That support's going to be a big deal to break. Come on, NASDAQ. These tech stocks need to turn over, though. I know I had looking at the S&P 500 here and MAG 7. Microsoft's testing 380 again. That's been a big level for Microsoft today. If Microsoft starts to move like this, it's not going to be good for the market here. You're asking, could SPY be a bull flag? Kaylin said. KJ, sorry. Could SPY be a bull flag? On a 1 hour. Gotcha, on a 1 hour, okay. Yeah, you know, that there could be an overall bull flag like that setting up, potentially. There could be. I'm not looking at it too hard right now, but you definitely could, like, you know, argue that it could be setting up. Obviously, we'll have to see once it gets a little bit more established how it looks. Personally, I don't think I would look at that too hard right here in that way. What I do love, though, is this support on SPY around 525 to 524. This is going to be crucial. We've seen a lot of good hits and reactions at this level on the SPY. And I think we'll probably see another bounce there, back up potentially. I'm definitely watching for that. J-Bass said, what about an AAL put? 9 puts expiring 4/17, so next week. And you're looking at 9 puts, which are still pretty far away. But not like the worst. Let me go check the options chain on this one. AAL might have a weird chain or something. Let's see. Oh, the puts look pretty good. Decent volume. No gaps. Now, here's one thing to worry about. The probability of it closing out of the money right now is 70%. So, if you're scalping it, I think it's totally fine to trade that if you're scalping it quickly, of course. But again, you're gonna need to have a thesis of a big move. You know, like you would probably want to try to catch something like this. Like, I don't know your scalp strategy, but like it almost comes down more of to like your entry rather than like picking out like the exact strike and the exact perfect like you know, expiration, we'll say. Obviously short term you want to stick a little bit more like, you know, 3 to 5 to 7 days, something like that. But once you get to like 0 DTEs, it's pretty much gambling. But the chain really goes against you if you're out of the money. But I do really like, though, that you're talking about it and it's getting like some good ideas flowing. I would say generally if you're just sticking to like quicker scalps, totally fine to trade stuff like that, but you're gonna have to be quick. One thing I would say with AAL is that the 9 strike is only 0.23. So like if we look at it right now and we plot it, this might show some insight too. So like if we plot this option, let's say AAL's ripping up like this, right? Not really ripping, but just a slight recovery intraday. The option's not dropping a lot, which is good because it expires next week. Now if we went to this week's, for example, and we checked out the 9 strike, didn't drop a whole lot either yet, but the percentage is a lot more because going from $9 to $8 and going from $5 to $22 is a lot different. Or 20, I think it looked like 23 on the chart, actually. Let's go back. Yeah. 25 to 24, only a $1 move again. But on the flip side, you're still getting great action on like the rips. You know, 200% on the day. Pretty good. Obviously now, like if you're entering in bad positions, if you're entering at bad spots and stuff, then it's still gonna be rough, but if it changes direction enough. Wow. News just dropped. Tariffs on China 145% now? No way. US tariffs now total 145%, the White House said. Wow. That's pretty big. SPY base forming around 526 again. Still on the overall downtrend on the day, but pretty brutal. Brutal with the chop. You said further bearishness on Amazon. It looks like it's coming back pretty well right now. I'd be a little wary. I don't know what's up with this recovery. Maybe this China news. Getting some SPY action off this base. Give me 1 minute, guys. All right, sorry about that. Chris said, what China news? The White House came out and said that tariffs now total 145% on China, which is pretty crazy after all this stuff's been done.
Love is just a history that they may prove, and when you're gone, I tell them my religion's you. When punk just comes to kill the king upon the throne, I'm ready for
China. The only ones who didn't get paused, yep.
hands above my head.
We do too much with them.
Jesus said I'm gonna dance
It's too big of a deal.
hands above my head and stick it and forgive him before he's dead, because I won't cry for you. I won't crucify the things you do. I won't cry for you. See where you're gonna still be bloody Mary. We are not just art from Michelangelo to carve. He can't rewrite the aggro of my fury heart. I'll wait on mountain tops in Paris, gold river.
Hang on one sec. Looking at a lot of things here on the background with like Mag 7. Apple's kind of weird. It's like right back at the low of the day, but like Google on the other hand's holding up. It's kind of strange. SPY's rejecting pretty quickly here, coming right back to the downside. Dunlap's +6 through 6. Oh my God, Mason. Dude, that was a lot. I gotta do that next time. There was already a CPI report today, Nicholas. It came out in pre-market, and the market didn't really care too much about it. Here's where it came out, Nicholas. Right here on this little SPY rip at like 7:30 this morning. We saw a nice pop to the upside there, but
If only fame and ivy, baby, could I bear being away from you? I found the vein, put it in here. I live for the applause, applause, applause. I live for the
it actually showed that inflation was falling. Look at this. Look at how inflation fell to its lowest levels recently. It tied levels from September of last year. That's a pretty big dip. Although, inflation could go up on the next couple readings following all this bullshit going on. We'll see. Uh-oh, SPY. New low of the day, 526, just broke down. There goes AMD, testing its low of day again after testing that $90 resistance again. We kept talking about this wick touch at this 90 resistance, and it's holding up very well again. This is where you got to be a little careful. It broke out by like 5 cents. You know, you always got to give or take a little bit. Do scalpers typically try to get smaller percent gains since they move in and out of trades quickly instead of staying in all day or an hour long? 100% J-Bass. Yep. Like, there was a lot of scalpers out here, let's say, watching AMD come back to this resistance, probably buying puts, like, literally, like, right here. You know, like buying puts right here and then selling, like, right here. You know, right, like they're trading resistance to support, that little range. And, like, let's go look at, like, some AMD options that, like, let's say expire tomorrow. It's totally fine on Thursday to play options that expire the next day if you're trading one that has decent bid-ask spreads and all that. Let's go look at some puts. Let's say you traded the 88 strike puts. Right around the money. Just out, but very close, right? Let's throw it up on Thinkorswim. All right. So you essentially would have been buying somewhere down in this range as AMD was testing that resistance. Let's say you got in a little early as a scalper, okay? Little early. You got in, like, right here. You would have still made, like, 22%. Really not bad, right? It dropped another, like, 5%. You'd probably have your stop at something like 10% or something along those lines in this certain case after plotting the option and going and looking at, like, how it might move relative to, like, AMD's movement at the time. A lot of times, like, if you ask somebody questions about options, you have to really specify the length of time you're holding something. Like, if you just generally, like, ask Mike in the Discord, like, hey, are OTM options, you know, do you have to hold them longer than ITM or whatever? Like, that really comes down to, like, your plan, like, when you got into the trade and everything like that as well. But yeah, like, you know, 20%, 30%, stuff like that's totally fine for scalpers a lot of the time. But if they're doing these short scalps, though, realize that a lot of these very short-term scalps are, like, super quick, though, too. Like, if you don't enter, like, within, like, a minute, you might miss your entry or something, you know, within, like, 30 seconds sometimes even. So, like, even in this case, this super small move on AMD, that's a nice 20%er. Of course, now, like, if you're seeing a different type of setup, you can always adjust. It's not like you have to stick to, like, the same thing every time. But yeah, it really is. 15 to 20% is a good return. For a lot of options traders who trade super far out of the money options, though, you might see bigger fluctuations in that, and you'll have to adjust for that a little bit if you're going further out of the money. NASDAQ looking pretty good down here, still sliding off. SPY still sliding off. We're getting these little slides back up and moves down. Look at that. It's like slide, 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 slide. All morning. And we broke the low of day by like 50 cents again and consolidating. Great. Hopefully we get a good flush here, though. That'd be... Let's touch my 524 target on the day. Kanjiman says 31% so far on today's SPXS calls. How low will it slide? I'm targeting 524. That's my big support down here that I've been watching. But I really like this whole range between 524 to 525. I think that we could start to maybe see an intraday reversal, like somewhere within this box. That's what I'm watching for. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to happen. Who knows? Maybe we'll just get a major flush. That would be interesting, right? Like, imagine we just go bam, like out of nowhere or something. But I'm definitely looking at more of a hit here. And if you're asking, Tom, why there? Like, why did you pick 524? I'm really going back to the previous day, and I'm looking at intraday where there were some good reactions, and 524 had a hell of a lot of touches there. And as the SPY was dropping in the past, 524 is just crucial anyways. Like, look at this, look at these crucial touches around this 524 area. Very important to identify here on the chart. Huge level. Again, though, it doesn't mean that SPY is always going to hold these levels, but I would definitely expect a bit of a reaction or bounce there. It's testing it like already, it looks like. In reality, the music ended. Uh-oh. What do we go with now? My favorite song.
Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you.
The beginning of the song sucks, though.
Your boy Kevin just lost
I gotta
lots
say.
of money. Oh, but that's okay.
If it didn't have the beginning, it'd be so much better.
Here we go. Come on, push it. Find the dip. Find the dip. Here we go. Come on.
524 touching as we speak.
Find the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Find the dip. Find the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Oh,
I guess technically 524.30 here.
First of all this whining by Wall Street is making me sick. 140% of GameStop was short. GameStop was short. You can't allow Wall Street to short 75% of
Going to
its
520, John said. You're looking at 520? That's probably the next. Yeah, that's the next more larger support underneath here. I didn't have it marked because I've been taking some lines away so that we don't go blind from all the lines on the chart, but I guess I'm just going to have to live with it. Whenever SPY's this volatile, it sucks because there's like so many supports and resistances. And it like passes them all and stuff all the time. Man, come on, JT. Come on. Man. JT sucks.
Organization online. 2 million people can get together in a subreddit. I think it's really funny that
I'm just kidding. He don't suck.
is going up and just affects the market in that way. There's 20,000 people live in a Discord who are spamming rocket emojis, yelling. "Go
Tansy says, I like it when Kevin loses, though. I like that. You were just about to request this one? How about this one, guys? How about this one? How about this today, huh? Ooh, we'll be watching this as SPY breaks 524 probably. It's like right there. It just touched 524. Just literally touched it. We'll see if we get a bounce or not. That was a pretty clear bounce so far. I must say that, you know, this reaction on the 1 minute candle so far is a pretty bullish sign off 524. If I must say so myself. Doesn't mean it's gonna hold, but definitely could get like maybe another short-term pop like this. Maybe a little quick scalping opportunity back up. Maybe if we break 524, sell out. Don't hold it too long, but that was a perfect touch, I gotta say. That was beautiful. Beautiful by the SPY.
Somewhere after midnight in my wildest fantasy, somewhere just beyond my reach, there's someone reaching back for me. Racing
Made a quick scalp put. Got it at 4, sold it at 422. Nice.
it's gonna take us to
Not bad. That's my favorite part right here. I love it when they switch over to this, to the Treasury building. Gets me laughing. No problem, Outlaw. Good job. All right, SPY reacting off 524 again. Getting a little chop action here. Kind of like what we saw right here on the dip. Again, it doesn't mean it has to hold, but it's reacting a little bit. It's a big level. Coming down to test again. Uh-oh. Are we starting to see some selling take over here? What's going on? Let's see. That low a day is right in line here. Yellen said likelihood of recession has risen. Old Yeller. Uh-oh. 524. Just broke a little bit. Oh no. Are we starting to get a bigger flush? Maybe. Maybe it broke a little bit. Not a lot yet, but that's a bad sign right off the bat. Let's see the book map. Look at 523 on the book map. My God. What kind of buyers are coming in right there? The book map shows a lot at 523. It's a bit of a strange spot. Little bit of reaction. Interesting here, SPY. You're gonna break it down a little bit, huh? Very interesting price action. Look at Meta. Look at Amazon on the right. Look at Nvidia on the left, bottom left. Lots of downside action here out of these Mag 7 stocks. Applying pressure. But it's not like, it's not a very quick flush or anything yet. Definitely more bearish than bullish, though, on how it's reacting on the breakdown. Kind of wild. Look at that book map with those buyers at 523. Breaking it down. Wow, it tried to react off 524 and actually did not react this time. That's weird. It's reacted well at every other support on the day. Every other little support had a good reaction, but 524 tries to hold and dies. Yellen, why'd you have to open your mouth? Oh, I'm just kidding. It probably wasn't totally yelling there, but I got some book map requests. Give me a second here. shuffle it to the other screen. Bill +1? Oh. As long as he ends today around even, I think it'd be okay. He probably isn't going to have it in. There it goes. There's the flush. Just literally flushed under those sellers or buyers that were at 523. Those buyers got wiped. Had to zoom it out a little bit. Seeing more of that slide starting to happen now. That slide off action continues on the day. The slide off action continues. And now we're actually at the point of a real slide. Let's go back to Friday from last week, or Tuesday of this week even, where we slid off. But I like last week's Friday slide off. It's more like today. See last Friday's slide off, fairly similar. Yeah, now it's getting real, Tangi said. You're probably loving it, Tangi, right? Robin Hood. Why would Meta be affected by tariffs? That's a good question. I mean, Meta's just moving in reaction to everything, so keep that in mind. All stocks are going to move down because there's just negative sentiment across the board. They don't have to have like direct huge tariff reactions or anything. It's more of reacting with everything else. They could be affected in some way, but probably not as bad as, like, let's say Apple. All right, guys, we're probably going to call the stream there. I appreciate you all joining up today. Got to go get the book maps going. See you guys later. Have a great one. SPY's sliding off today. Pretty weird setups. Note how it slides off. It likes to run higher, then slide off again. Kind of in that weird pattern here. Let's see if it starts to accelerate. Talk to you guys in the Discord, though. If you need anything, of course, let me know in there. We still have the deal going on right now for the Surge Bot. The Surge Bot is on fire. If you guys are new to the community, check out the trading floor. I'm sending a link. Use code BIGMONEY at checkout for $100 off. The Surge Bot's been on fire. Yesterday, the plays were out of this world, actually. It was insane. There was like 13 plays over like 200%. Of course, the calls did very, very well. Anybody that held those throughout the day. Not all days are like that, of course, but good opportunities with all this volatility going on. Create some great moves out there. Go save $100 on the yearly. Check it out. See you guys later.